knowledge being spread. It's like warm butter across the bread. Smooth, I know you like that. Flow with the grain and don't fight that. You want righteous love, you found the right match. With Marty McFly, they on the right track. Yeah, gotta dig through dirt to plant the seed. Spread roots till you sprout like a tree. Donnie Jones, she the one you wanna see. Donnie Jones live, this is where you wanna be. It's Donnie Jones live, Donnie Jones live. It's Donnie Jones live, Donnie Jones live. It's Donnie Jones live, Donnie.
Hey, welcome to Donnie Jones Live. I am Donnie the Tree Lady, hanging out with
that guy, Marty McFly. You know, I might change it to Mr. McFly. I don't know if that sounds right, or Minister McFly.
I don't know, Marty. I kind of like.
Yeah, Marty McFly.
Like Marty
it works.
Considering that's what's going to be on the billboard. Yeah, I don't feel like changing that right now.
Oh, hey, that's a good thing, and thank you for that. But welcome to the show, everybody. And you're listening to Donnie Jones, the certified arborist, and me, Marty McFly, that guy who just
that certified pastor, producer, entrepreneur.
Okay, I take all of that kind of stuff. But so congratulations for making it through another week.
Yes.
Pandemic world. But how was your week?
It was absolutely amazing. Y'all know that I turned 24 last week, and it was
what?
Yeah 24. I'm sorry, I messed up the numbers. I mean, I turned 52. That's what I meant to say.
Okay, well, you know what? Happy belated birthday. I forgot all about that. I ain't even gonna lie, because I was gonna be like, did you get the gift? I sent it by Uber. I try my best to be somewhat truthful. So
I think you are truthful.
I try to be.
You are, and then you have telltale signs if you are in a situation where you're telling the truth, but you're having to smudge a little bit. There's little things that you do, and I can hear it in your voice. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I got to change that up. Let me write that down.
No, I'm
just note to myself when I am beating around the bush, or you know how sometimes we do. It's. Do I look big in this dress? Well, it doesn't compliment your body shape.
Right.
Just little children.
Well, I just want you to know I am so excited right now because I looked at our analytics and we got one more subscriber this week. Yeah, on YouTube.
Hey.
Pretty excited about that.
That is cool. Yeah, I take one at a time. An old friend of mine used to say, he'd rather take quick nickels versus slow dimes any day.
Yeah.
Hey, one at a time.
There you go. I'll take it one at a time.
How was your week? Tell me about it.
Well, I went to the botanical gardens on Sunday, and it was absolutely beautiful. And it was so neat to see people out and enjoying being out, but we were socially distancing. They had it all set up. Then we went to dinner, and they had a beautiful restaurant in the gardens, and it was just absolutely stunning. And I don't know if it's because of this whole quarantine thing or not being in a crowd in a long time, but it just felt beautiful. It just felt really beautiful and amazing.
Did you wear the mask the whole time too?
I did. I wore my mask. I'm not playing, dude. Let me tell you something. I am not playing with this. And I can admit, which our politics, I'm going to say something right now, public service announcement. As a leader, as a person, as a human being, there's nothing wrong with saying you were wrong. Okay? Uh-huh. When this thing first started, and I'm still of the mindset that you should take care of yourself, take care of your body, whatever. I did not take it as seriously as I should. I knew it was real, but I didn't take it as seriously as I should. Mm-hmm. I do take it very seriously, and I would like to admit on this station that I was wrong not to take it as serious. With that said,
right,
our politicians have access to even more information than we do. And I would like for them to come out and say, in fact, one in particular to come out and say, you know what? I didn't take this as seriously. And now with the data that we have and some of the progress that we've made with this disease, that I was wrong. I don't understand why is that so hard to do.
Well, I'll say it like this, Donnie. One of those politicians, they can't say they was wrong now.
Well, that is true. That is true.
I give all respect and, praying for the family.
Why are you smiling, man? For those of you that are not watching this on a YouTube or a video clip, he's smiling right now.
I am not smiling.
He is smiling. Right
Do not put that out there because I'm being. pray for those families that have lost, loved ones for doing things that might not have been the smartest thing.
Well,
or and I'll say like this. I pray for those families that lost people for playing Russian roulette, that felt that they could go to rallies and things like that without mask on, and surprisingly get sick and not make it through. So
here's what I'm going to say.
Pray for them.
Herman Cain went to a Trump rally and is dead.
Well,
and I'm going to pray for his family.
Well,
period.
Wait, time out. You gotta put all the other extra details. It's not just because he went to a rally, but he
without a mask. He went to a big rally without a mask.
Yeah, and he cheered too for Trump. So yeah, that had some effect of it. So but it also goes. Excuse me. It also goes to these people that are having these big house parties with these crazy amount of people coming. Take it seriously. Take it serious, because this isn't a time that you want to say, well, Grandmama, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was that serious.
Right.
We don't have the opportunity now to say, I messed up. I even say that to my churches that, that I'm hearing that they're having big services, they're trying to do outdoors, but y'all all coming together. But you're still putting people at risk,
my church is opening at the end of this month.
And okay.
Virtual.
Do they not believe in, I know they believe in Jesus, but do they believe in science or believe in this virus? I'm saying, what does it take? How many more people have to die for people to understand? Take a pause.
But you don't understand. Here's the problem, Marty. There are literally people that are still saying that there was literally the day that Herman Cain died. There were literally people still saying on the far right saying that this is a hoax.
Yeah. And so are you?
My thing is this. I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Are you saying that people at your church are really on the far right?
No. I didn't say people
at
my
what
church
you're
were
saying?
I'm
saying when I said that,
I was talking about
your church coming back together, and you're like, well, some people believe that it's a hoax. Just.
I wasn't talking about my church. I don't think anybody.
Don't try to clean it up. Why are you smiling?
I'm just saying.
Why are you smiling?
I'm smiling because I'm a happy person.
Yeah. Yeah, you trying to clean it up because you on radio. Now, if y'all could watch this on YouTube or on TV or anything like that, you would see Donnie over here just smiling and cheesing while she's saying, my church ain't really that far right. They just don't believe.
Dude, okay. I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah, but
the congregation is now, over the last 10 years, shifted to a more colorful.
Yeah, you know what?
Demographic.
I bet if they
leadership is not very colorful.
I bet,
but they're working on that.
Donnie, I bet if they go back to church at the end of this month, it's going to be another shift in your congregation.
I think so too.
It's going to be because see, a lot of people might not make it, so it's going to be some people that just dwindling out.
Yep. Nail on the head. You better talk. You better ask somebody.
Your congregation going to shrink.
But Marty, here's the thing that I would like to say, and I want you to back me up on this.
I don't know.
And I need your support.
Okay.
I would like to suggest, and I'm coming from my heart with this, and I hope those that hear me with a heart of love and compassion. I really, with every fiber of my being, want to give the people that support 45 the opportunity to flex their right to do what they want to do. So I personally think that we should fill every stadium in every city that they are in with these rallies. I think they should all go. I think every single person that supports this guy should go to a rally. I think they should sing. I think they should dance. I think they should hug each other. And I think if they don't want to wear a mask, I think that we should allow them the right to do so and just hug each other. Don't wear masks. Don't even have hand sanitizer there. I think every person of voting age that wants to go to a rally should go.
For Trump, yes.
For Trump, yes.
You know, Donnie, I'm gonna be honest with you. because I care about you.
I know.
I don't want that to happen because you would catch something from your church.
What? I'm not going.
I know, but you would go to church.
You know what?
People at the church and go to those rallies.
Actually, think about it.
You know that.
Because if there's a vacancy, it can be filled with people that represent.
Anyway, you know what? You're listening to the Donnie Jones.
No.
And just one of those disclaimers, the views of this program is not a part of this radio station or the TV station or any network. Even YouTube ain't responsible for the things that
nobody is responsible. We want to say that specifically and clearly. The views of this show do not necessarily represent the views of this station.
It doesn't.
Or any stations that we are on.
Yeah.
It absolutely has nothing to do with those stations. If you have a comment about anything we've said, please call.
Yeah,
what is
Donnie.
1-888-349-DONNIE.
Yeah, 1-888-349-DONNIE. That's 1-888-349-DONNIE. DONNIE. You know what's funny though? I get that every time I talk to one of our affiliates or one of the networks or something, they always say, you know, that we put a disclaimer before your show that, you know, none of the views that y'all have is representative of us. You know, I just want to make sure you know that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Even the public access channel here in Atlanta, you know, we on the Cab 25, and there is it, you know, Marty, just want to make sure you know that the views that y'all have, we make sure it's not about us. It's y'all. So if anybody wants to write any letters or anything, it's on you. But hey, we got to take a quick break. And that's not a lie. That's not even a joke. That's true.
No, I know it's not. I've seen the emails.
We got to take a quick break. You're listening to Donnie Jones Live with Donnie Jones, the certified arborist.
And Marty McFly, the producer extraordinaire.
I'll take that. I'll be that. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Hey, this is your girl, Donnie. Welcome back to Donnie Jones Live, where you can have a laugh attack. I'm working on material, man. That's all. I'm working on material.
I got you. A laugh attack. Okay. You know what's funny? It's very important for us to try to laugh during these times anyway.
It is.
Because, you know, when I cut on the news, just the other day, I cut on the news and it was so much back to back trauma that it's like, well, with Jesus, wow. You know, there's so much stuff that is just sad, you know, and some things that are sad that it's kind of like, okay, I can't laugh at that, but, you know, and it's hard.
You can laugh when people go to a rally and die. But anyway, I know we're changing subjects.
No. We can't put that in that. I don't want anyone to die. I want them to come to, you know, an epiphany of seeing the understanding of what science and the real world is. But some people are stuck on stupid. But, you know, and, you know, some people are just dealing with mental illnesses.
That is true.
They are stuck. I'm saying your favorite person that I don't know if you're going to support or not, but Kanye, that dude is mental.
Wait a minute. What the heck did you just say?
Saying, you know,
what did you just say?
No, I was saying that Kanye might be a little bit out there, a little mental.
No, I got that part.
Yeah, so let's
you just said.
Let's focus on that.
But can we focus real quick? We'll be back up about 10 seconds. You said the guy that I might support. I can tell you right now, I will not be supporting Kanye West for anything. But I will say this. He is going to be a catalyst for change.
No, you're not.
Comes from mental illness.
You know what?
Talking about it.
He's going to be he might be a billboard of like, you don't want to grow up and be like this.
So take your meds.
You know, take your meds. You know, just money you still got problems with. You know, it's just something that's
true.
That really rings the bell because that dude is born again stupid. Just born again.
Marty, he's not stupid. Kanye is actually a genius, but he does suffer from mental illness. And he's been able, one of the reasons why he's so creative, and you guys, I'm being serious right now. like for real serious, not fake Donnie serious, but for real serious. One of the reasons why he is, I believe, so gifted is because he has been able to tap into a part of his brain that is genius. And it's allowed him to become super duper successful in everything. But I also think that when he was having, when he started having issues with his brain and not able to, manage his thoughts and everything, I think because he was so wealthy, people around him just were like, yeah, okay, whatever you say. Okay, we're going to put purple slippers on and walk outside backwards with an orange, booty shorts. Okay, yeah, whatever it is he was doing. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't doing that, but I'm just saying making stuff up. And I just think that he just needs help. He needs help.
That leads to two real thoughts real quick, and help me, allow me to get these out. Because first, you're right, and I'll give it to one side of him is a genius in making music. I give you that. Yes. But if you look back at even Einstein was so brilliant in mathematics, but he couldn't tie his shoes. See, he couldn't do some of the simple things in life that we take for granted. Yeah. His brain was not allowing him to do certain things of that nature. Right. The second thing is, with money, it does allow people around you to become more fake, and they do things that are not real, not to your betterment, but it's just like, okay, I want to keep my check. So, okay, do what you want to do. And I think Ellen DeGenerate dealt with that same kind of thing. Yeah. That people with her money and her success, now granted, she had some ways, she had some interesting ways. And, it's interesting when I just watched that ESPN special of Michael Jordan, The Last Dance. Yeah. And when they told the behind the stories of who Michael was, he wasn't a good friend of theirs. They didn't like him. They wasn't,
but
because
see,
he pushed them.
I have a problem with that. I haven't seen it.
Right. But it's cases where, he pushed them. He was really verbally abusive. He punched one of the guys in the eye. His teammate, one of his teammates, Steve Kerr, he punched him in the eye. And it says it all on the documentary because he was pushing them so much. But it's like, because he was like, if you can't take it here in practice, you can't go against it. Now, with that work ethic, they broke records. I'm saying they were the best team ever, and when they look back on it in the reflections now, they say, I can appreciate what he was doing and who he was. We didn't like him at that time, but it made us a better person. Now, I'm not saying that with Ellen all the way, but she had a #1 show. She put people. I mean,
exactly. Right. She provided jobs. She had a #1 show. And I was actually going to talk about this on the entrepreneur part. And actually, I didn't see the documentary, but I've seen clips of Michael Jordan. There's a speech that he does. And I think during the speech, it was supposed to be something positive. It was like one of the ESPN SB speeches or something like that. Uh-huh. And off as heartfelt. And I'm, just wanted to thank everybody. It became one of these things where he just looked very arrogant and full of himself and vengeful almost. But I didn't look at it that way. I understood what he was saying. And I mean, I'm not at Michael Jordan level success in my business yet, but I know what it's like to just push people. And people are going, what? Wait, come on, man. You just doing too much. You're just too extra. This is okay. And let's get this taken care of before we do this, that, and stuff. And all you're doing is just, you see that goal and the mind shift that you got to take to make that happen. And I see what a lot of these successful entrepreneurs, business people, athletes, they get their mindset on a goal, they become successful, and then as soon as there's a little something that comes out from behind the scenes, or you see a glitch in their personality, people are so quick to tear them down. And I don't know where that comes from, Marty. That bugs me, because Ellen, I love Ellen. I think she did create a great show, and she is very successful, and she did create a lot of jobs, but they said that her work environment was toxic, but I can't see that the whole work environment was toxic. I can see that there may be some areas where people worked specifically with certain producers where it was toxic, but I don't believe that the whole company was just this horrible toxic environment. And the reason why I say that is because even within my own organization, we have a very strong work ethic and a culture, and there's a lot of great people that work within my organization. But I've also had people say that I'm a slave driver, that I'm too much, that I push too hard and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean,
I can agree with
it's how you,
that. I can see some of that aspects of it. Yeah. But, but you know what, here, all joking aside, with the truth behind that is, if you allow your employees to be mediocre, then your business is going to be mediocre.
That's right.
If you don't push people to their best or to their excellence, they're going to take the whatever I can do to get home on time tonight, and still keep my check. I'm not going to try to do extra. And then people don't like bosses or employers that push you. I've been in places where with an employee that I've had great bosses that when I left that job, I might not have respected them at that time. But I was producing for Universal Records, their commercials and stuff like that. And my boss would push me to say, no, how can we be more creative? And I'm like, well, that'll do, but it's like, no, push it, push it, push the envelope. And, now that I am in a place of leadership and I have people that work for me in a sense, they give me that same attitude or look like, ain't this enough?
Yeah.
And it's like, if that's enough, that's what anybody can do. We want to have excellence. We want to do our best on everything that we can do and push the envelope. Let's set the bar, not just be, well, we touched it. Let's set it and move it forward. So I think, with great people, successful people, you always hear that disgruntled employee later on, right? Because I know Oprah, as big as she is, you got some people. They say
that she was,
and probably still is. But
and I love Oprah.
But she knows what she wants, the excellence of it. Even Tyler Perry, you might say, well, he is, he's a slave driver. He keeps his business the way he does, and but look the success that he has.
Results,
and
go ahead. I don't think there's any successful person that got there without ruffling some feathers. Even the nicest, most wonderfulest, awesome person in business who has a great reputation, is super sweet, super fun, whatever. I think there's somebody behind the scenes going, I can't stand them. And they push too much. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm a better interviewer now. I just did an interview with, on the Doni Jones show with this lady. She's a consultant, a business strategist, a coach, and an author. And I did that interview and I had you in the back of my mind because you pushed me to be better. Yeah. Like, I remember I would phone stuff in or just kind of wing it. And you're like, Doni, we need to prepare for this. But sometimes when you're a natural talker and you're a natural communicator, you think that's enough, and it's not. You got to prepare and you got to work on your craft. Right. I spend time watching videos. I even watch videos of you. I watch videos of motivational speakers, of people that do interviews, so that I can get better, and push my craft to the next level. And I just think that some of these athletes and business people, that's all they were doing, was trying to help their team go further.
Right. I think that's the goal. Even in church, and I'll be honest, even in church, if you want to have the best worship experience, well, push your staff, push the people that are on board. Don't just, Jesus is the head and the Spirit just going to lead us and let the Spirit work. That's true too. But at the same time, push your congregation to do better, do more, your choir. Your acolytes, your deacons, the person that's reading the scripture. Don't just go up there and just, well, the Lord said that he broke the bread, and the bread that he fed 500 people, 5,000 people. But in a sense, put some energy, put some passion to what you do. Read it with authority, sing with authority, work with authority, like you want to do your best. Look, we got to take a quick break, but if you got a thought or comment, hit us up at 1-888-349-DONI. That's 1-888-349-DONI. And those numbers, what, 3449 or 3446?
I think that's it. We're going to have it down by the time we get back. Yes.
Anyway, we'll be right back.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
Now, back to more Doni Jones Live with Doni and Mardy McFly.
Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
Hey, welcome back to the Donnie Jones Live with Marty McFly, my guy, my homie.
And Donnie Jones, that lady.
Okay, you ain't my friend. Okay. Cool.
Oh, that Donnie Jones, the arborist, the my friend.
Whatever, that's okay.
Entrepreneur, inspirational person. Yeah. I'm trying to think of some stuff. You caught me off guard.
I don't know. I actually don't feel like I've been inspirational lately. I feel like I've just been really sarcastic because I'm done with crazy people now. I'm just done with all of this.
You know what? I'm gonna ask you a question, and I know some people out there that's gonna say, "Well, you a minister. How can you even talk about that? And how can you go with that?" But relational conversation. You hit me with a person the other day that you said that they are.
I know where you're going.
What did you classify that as, a serial dater or something of that nature? And the individual is in their mid to late 40s or something like that.
Yes.
And they are trying to find the mate and get married and all of that. And they believe that, they abstinence,
but Marty, in all seriousness,
make sure I'm telling you.
We're on very faith-based stations, but I also feel like we need to be honest. And I think our audience, expects us to be honest.
Yes.
And so thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you for watching our show and listening to our show.
Yep. But don't kick us off because of this conversation.
Okay. But now, they might because of this one. There is a new associate that I have that has dated a lot. And she's now at a point of her life where she really wants to find the right person. So she has chosen to be celibate, which I think is amazing. I think that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And I was telling you about it, and that, it's kind of weird that as beautiful and smart and funny and accomplished as she is, because this lady is super accomplished, very, very accomplished. And she's in she's an attorney. So she gets opportunities to meet all kinds of men. But she has not found the right guy yet. And you said, good luck with that. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, and you said, well, ain't no dude gonna be waiting. And I just don't think that's true. I think the right guy will wait.
Well, I do think that, who was it? Who did this? Just the two of us that said, good things come to those who wait, but not to those
who wait too late. Yeah.
Exactly. If you saying that, okay, in your 40s and 50s, we gonna wait until the next 2 years or whenever we decide.
But what if it's not 2 years, Marty? What if she met somebody today, fell in love, and they got married 6 months or a year from now?
A year from now, maybe possible, but if you go in with that badge, no, I ain't doing nothing at all. Not saying, now listen, I know somebody.
Marty, what other way would you go? Okay, you guys, let's set this up for the audience. If you go on a date, you were saying, if you go on a date, and on the first date, the person mentions that that's who they are, they're celebrating, they're not trying to kick it with anybody, whatever. That's why she's not finding anybody, because guys are like, dude, I didn't get a chance. So no, they're like, bye.
We ain't got no chance. Now here's the thing, as a pastor.
Yes, Pastor Marty, could you explain
as a pastor and a minister, I will say, nobody has ever said that I messed up because I waited too late, waited too long to have, intimate relations with my significant other. Nobody has never came back and said we did it too late. Usually it's, we did it too soon.
Right. And that's why she's saying.
Right. Now, if you're telling me that it's going to be a long marathon and it ain't no possibility, then in my mind, in a certain sense, and I'm just being real, that might say a lot about the future, even after we get married, that.
No, why would you think that? She's waiting for that to be married. You see? The look on your face, man.
Yeah.
I can see the look on his face.
Now, see, if you were in your 17, 18, 19.
But what's the difference?
She's 40.
If you're waiting because you want to find the right person, and that's your thing,
Now, I wonder, out of her 40-something years of doing this, she might want to change up her strategy skill or
No,
style.
she just started. No, over the last 2 years, that's when she's been celibate for 2 years.
Oh, so she a new celibate.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
She's
no.
been down that road before of dating and kicking in and stuff like that and whoop-de-woo. But she's now in a new phase of her life, but she's waiting for the Lord to bring her somebody that's the right person. And I was asking you, well, I was telling you, I just think it's kind of unusual because she's such a beautiful person, very successful, very accomplished.
Yep.
And you were like, that's the reason why. And then I said to you, well, aren't there good guys that don't want to do that yet until they're married? Aren't there guys out there like that?
Yeah, and I said that they probably are. But
No, be honest. What did you actually say?
it's a
You
possibility.
said they're probably the choir director.
They might
say that.
might be a choir director, or they might have some they might need to use some pills or something like that to work some things.
Yeah, you said it might not function properly. That's why they're willing to wait.
I'm willing to wait. Yeah, we can't. You don't want to do nothing when I'm cool. I can't do nothing anyway.
Oh my gosh.
I'm saying I can see that understanding. So she might find somebody like that. Yeah.
But that would be horrible.
But
if they were,
you won't know until after you say I do. You see what I'm saying?
That would just be,
You won't know until after
you get married and then you find out. But I think he should be transparent about that if that's the case.
I wonder if she would stay in.
if things didn't function properly.
We starting out and we can wait as long as you want, baby, because I can't do that anyway.
But what if what if it's because of diabetes or an accident or he hurt himself or?
It's cool, but see, it's like this. She has to make the decision. Do I want to sign up for that?
That's true, and I don't think she does want to sign up because she specifically said she loves. And has those feelings she wants to so bad.
Okay, so
she wants to wait.
Yeah, okay. To each his own, and I'm just,
to each his own, but that ain't.
Right. I'm saying there is, and I'm just coming from my own.
I feel like you're taking hope away from. Okay, let me be real.
I'm not just trying to take hope away from people. I'm just saying, just be realistic in what you're looking for too. Sometimes, you got to just think things through. I'm saying just think things through thoroughly. I just see you smiling. I understand that it's.
I guess I'm surprised. I'm surprised coming from you because you are a pastor.
Yeah, but I'm real.
That is true.
I gotta be real because I'm saying it's like this. People will take parts of the Bible, what they want to use, and omit the things that they don't want to use. So it's like you can't forgive, even though the Bible says forgive, and you'll pick and choose on what you want to use in that. So when you think about during that time when kids that were getting married and they were saying, sustain, you talk about people that are 12, being married. It's a whole different lifestyle. It's a whole different time. Mary, the mother of Jesus, was what, 12, 13, somewhere in there? Yeah. Actually 12. It was a different time, and today's world. Now, I'm not going out there promoting just have sex, go have, I'm not saying that. If you love someone, and you build a relationship with them, you can wait as long as you want to with them. Right. That builds right. That builds that relationship. But I am not going to sit up there and try to be a hypocrite and say, no, don't ever do it, because that's not
right. Well, I'm not going to be a hypocrite either. I'm just saying I wanted to give her hope that for her, if she could find the right person that would do that. Now, once again, being transparent, that would not work for me.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just
work for a lot of people. So, you try to find that diamond in the rough.
But I would wait to make sure, like with my husband, I knew that I just knew he was the one. I was just like, that's who I want to be with for the rest of my life.
Was that before or after that? After that, this is what I want for the rest of my life. Yeah. You get it. You get the Boy Scout badge. Woo-hoo.
He's a very talented man. Let's just say that.
Wow. You're listening to the disclaimer. The thoughts and the views and the statements that are said on this show does not reflect the station or the program or the network. Is just want to make sure. And if you have
but Marty, here's the thing. Once again, being real, we are both happily married people.
yes,
And the thing is, I think especially in the church, people don't talk about the fact that that's how they feel. And I think a lot of guys at church are like, okay, you could show up for church on Sunday, but you can't show up for me on Saturday night. I'm just saying,
A lot of frustrated brothers in church that's just looking at their wives and then looking at Sister Taylor with that tight dress on. They look at their wives and then look at Sister Sally.
I'm
you
talking
ain't doing nothing at the house, and I waited all this time. See, if I had known that you didn't have an appetite, then we wouldn't have got, It's just, because some people, they changed their agreement. We signed a contract. They do.
But here's the thing, though. Speaking of the appetite, this is one of the reasons why, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm being 100% real, okay? This is a disclaimer. This is not reflective views of the station. One of the reasons why I'm really focused on my weight, and not because my husband loves me the way I am, but focus on my weight and what I eat is because when you eat healthy, you have more energy for everything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying, when you eat a lot of vegetables and a lot of fruit, things start to change in your body. And you're like, woo, okay. Where did that energy
You know what? I don't know. Yeah, that was just kind of
I'm just saying.
Here.
So,
look, if you got a comment and a thought, just hold that up, because we're going to have to take a break on that. If you got a comment or thought, hit us up at 1-888-349-DONNIE. 1-888-349-3664.
Yes.
1-888-FIX-DONNIE. Okay, however you want to memorize that. But that's our contact information. So you can also send us an email at DonnieJonesLive at gmail.com.
No, it's Donnie at Donnie Jones Live. Remember, we use our whole thing. We ain't trying to promote Gmail. Right. Donnie, D-O-N-I at Donnie Jones Live.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Donnie Jones Live with Donnie Jones and Marty McFly.
Yeah.
It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Now, back to more Donnie Jones Live with Donnie and Marty McFly.
Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live.
And we are back. Donnie Jones Live with Donnie Jones
and I'm going to be Pastor Marty Ringerton, right? No, right. Marty McFly, Minister Marty McFly, yeah.
Minister Marty McFly.
Yeah.
I just asked you, is it minister or pastor? Pastor or minister? And I finally got that it's minister. And then you go back to pastor, and I get confused again.
It depends on who I'm talking to.
Okay. How does that work?
Some
your
people
title is your title.
Wait, no. Some people I'm their pastor, and some people I'm just a minister.
Well, you're pastor to me. Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
But now that brother down the street, he gonna be like, no, that's the minister. He ain't my pastor. I just know he a minister because I see what he do. No.
Snap.
I'm just saying, just different people see you different.
Well, you are one of his customers, so I mean.
Hey.
I'm just messing with you.
I'm just saying, Donnie, when you are, I'm gonna see if I can say this right, but when you make a project, when you sit down and do a project like an event or something like that, you always ask the questions of the who, the what, the how, and the when. Right. I'm just saying, like when you're doing a project or something like that, it's like the who's gonna do this, the what are we gonna do again? Mm-hmm. Now how are we gonna do that?
Right.
And when we gonna do that?
Right.
Right now, I want to tell somebody right now, if you think of this phrase, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me.
Yes. That
is actually your business plan of your project. Because you ask the who, I, the what, can do all things.
Yes.
Now how? Through Christ who strengthens me.
The
when is now.
Oh, that's so good.
And it's an understanding of how we develop our faith and who we are and the things that we want to do. If you understand that as a project management style or a project writing down your plans of anything that you want to do in life, I want to have a successful business. If you go back to your business structure of who, I can do what? All things through Christ who strengthens me. So if I want to have a successful business. How? Through Christ who strengthens me. You know, the win is now. So do not, I heard an old phrase the other day, don't get stuck on the do nothing stool. You know, in a sense, you know, step out there on faith, step out
Yes.
there on your understanding of, you know, I have a purpose.
Yes.
And regardless if it's my beaver that's in the house or the beaver that I've employed, I still have to go out there, step out in faith and keep doing it.
That's
Even
right.
if the people around me say, you know what, he's a b-hole or he's a butt or a-hole and all these other things, because he's pushing me to my betterment. And
That's
really being honest, if I push you so much and you can't take it, then it might be meant for you to be off the team.
Oh, you better preach.
So because I have a business plan that I can do all things and I want to achieve all the things that have been placed in my heart through Christ who strengthens me.
That's
and
right.
the time to do it is now. You know, don't wait for tomorrow. You know, do it today. Commit yourself to yourself today.
That is so good.
That was my little informational
thought. Dude, that is so good. That brings up so many things for me right now. Oh. I'm serious, because that is, first of all, that's one of my favorite verses, even though I don't know where it's at in the Bible. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And it's like, for me, you know, God is in the mix in everything in my life. Yeah. And I remember day before yesterday, there's a lot of stuff that happened day before yesterday. But anyway, day before yesterday, my daughter comes to my room. She can't find her phone. And it was just frustrating because she had lost it earlier that day. Okay. And this was now 10, 11 o'clock at night. She can't find her phone. And so they went outside. They did a little find my phone. Sure enough, it shows it's somewhere on the property. Still can't find it. And I said, well, did you pray about it? And so she, and this was surprising to me because she's been around me long enough to know that my relationship with God. I go, did you pray about it? She goes, well, I didn't want to go to God with something that petty, something that small. I mean, it's just my phone. I was like, Megan, God is interested in every area of your life. The big things, the little things. Sure, you pray about your grades and making sure your mindset is right and bringing you good friends and making sure you stay out of trouble. Those are all great things to pray for, you know, because she's a teenager. Those are things you want. You want to have good friends and good grades and stuff. I was like, but when you're having a challenge, your relationship with God, it helps you with that. So I was like, so go pray about it. So she's like, okay, you know, but I could tell it wasn't like 100% on getting through. Right. So the very next day, the next morning, I get up, I do my little, you know, meditation, which is basically me laying in bed and listening to something positive and then thinking about my day and just trying to keep my mind right. And then I get up, I go for my walk. And then while I was at my walk, I was like, you know, Lord, help me find this girl's phone. I said it just like that. I said, Lord, help me find this girl's phone. Right. So I go for my walk. I look in the grass. I look in the ivy. No phone. Holy Spirit said, why don't you just go sit down on the deck? Now the deck is on around the other side of the house, and I'm in the front of the house. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go sit down on the deck. So I sit down on the deck and I start putting our calendar for the day together for my cruise. And he says, why don't you call the phone? I was like, okay, we already looked back here, but sure. You know, because that's how I talk to him. That's me. I'm like, okay. So I call her phone and I hear this little music. Yes. The phone was on the seat next to me on the deck.
See?
I found her phone. And I'm telling you, the reason why I'm telling this story, guys, is because there's areas in your life where you need God's help. You don't have the answer and you need some supernatural intervention. And the thing is, you always think it's something big that you can go to God with. You go to him with the little things. Go to him with the things that just kind of bug you a little bit. You know, go to him with little challenges that you're having that if you could just get this one thing off your plate, you would just feel a lot better. Go to God with those things, you know, and I think that we need to really start making faith accessible to people, because it is. I mean, we don't make it accessible. They make it accessible. But it's going back to what you say, you know, you can do all things through Christ, you know, through God, because you know me, I don't care what your belief system is. For me, I believe in God, but just ask for help.
Yeah.
Just meditate, pray, and just let stuff. Sometimes you just got to let stuff go and let him work it out. You don't even know how it's going to work out. You just got to let him work it out, and it works out.
Right.
You know?
Understand, God doesn't have no quota that it has to be this size for me to work on it.
That's all in our head.
Right. That he will give you the small things, the large things, because sometimes those small things become into the large things, where it's like, well, I don't want to just thank him for letting me breathe today. Now, if you catch coronavirus,
You're going to be thankful.
Thank you, God, for me being able to breathe one more day. Those small things come to those big things. So yeah, exercise God in the small and the large.
Yes.
Because those small things build up your faith. It's just like working out with small weights. It builds tone. It might not be building big muscle, but it's giving you tone when you working out with small weights. So then you sometimes have to deal with those bigger weights. It takes a little bit more pressure, but you're building your faith in that same way. So
that's so good.
Even really small things.
That's right.
Put it in his hand. Now I will say I have a problem with praying for a basketball game. Lord God,
Well, yeah.
Make that,
but,
but
I have a problem with that too. I do.
But now if you don't bet it $3,000 on that game, you better pray. You better fast. Now don't be surprised if you don't answer all of those, because you put
right. Well, but doesn't it say something in the Bible about gambling anyway?
I don't know where it's at.
Okay, well maybe it doesn't say anything.
It's interesting that people connect society, things that they view in society, and people have done this in church all the time. They will put in their mind what is holy and what is not holy, but it's not necessarily in the Bible. Like in the Old Testament, women shouldn't wear dresses. That's a sin. That doesn't really say that in the Bible. That
shouldn't wear what?
No, women should only wear dresses. They can't wear pants.
Well, here's the funny thing about that statement. Nobody wore pants back then. Right. They all wore robes and dresses.
It's interpretation of people have done this in the church, especially, some years back in the 60s and 70s, where they wanted you to be a certain kind of way. Well, women shouldn't wear big loop earrings.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not biblical.
It's not.
That's what your a relationship with Christ, or your tradition in your church. They should wear makeup and lipsticks and everything. That's not in. Some of y'all men need to wear some makeup because y'all but
you silly too.
No, they'll say that it's like, no, check your Bible. Check your things, and then at the same time, and I'm gonna say this because we're gonna have to wrap it up. A lot of people take what Paul said to a specific group of people and want to put it on a global.
Hold on for a second. Hold on. I gotta say this.
Yeah.
You guys, he is getting ready to preach, because he's so right. People misinterpret Paul. Like, I'm just saying, if y'all ain't listening this whole show, you need to listen right now, because he's getting ready to go someplace, and this needs to be said. Go ahead.
You don't set me up too high, and we ain't got a whole lot of time left in this. But understand this: Paul was actually communicating to specific churches about specific problems they were having in that specific church. So when they say, women shouldn't speak, go home and talk to your husband about it, that doesn't mean every woman in the world don't supposed to speak in church, because I don't believe that. Even when they say, well, I don't believe women should be a pastor. Nah, I don't believe that, because the first judge, you had women that were judges in the book of Judges, because the men couldn't do their job. So he had to empower the women. And if the woman is equal to you, and when y'all come together, y'all are one person, are you saying one half of you is not equal? That'd be
you better preach.
So I don't believe everything that people say, and understand that the Bible is written for you. It's a living document, meaning that it changes.
Yes.
You read it. So with that said, I'm sorry we ran out of time. So
I wanted you to go on and on and on about that.
I don't have the time right there. So anyway, I might do a recap later on. But you're listening to Donnie Jones Live with the wonderful, beautiful arborist Donnie Jones.
And the wonderful, handsome, amazing Marty McFly, the pastor, producer, voiceover actor, everything, comedian, MC.
We gotta go. We gotta go. Until next week. Bye.
Bye.
It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones